So, Ilana, for the beginning part of the service, you're going to sit with Mom and Dad, okay?
You're gonna hold Mr. Torah underneath.
Okay. Can I go sit down with them right now?
Right this second.
Yes.
Hi, Mimi. Shabbat Shalom. I'm good. How are you? Hey, guys. The Edelmans are back in Ohev Shalom. Bennett, good to have you here.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry, Bennett was your dad. Yeah.
Shabbat Shalom, Mimi. Good Shabbos, Sharon Ross.
Hi, guys.
I said
Shabbat
hello to you
Shalom.
before, sweetie.
Great to see you all. Hi, Shabbat Shalom. Roy and Fran, Arlene and Mark. Anybody else there? Bert,
Do you see the streaming on there?
Cheryl? Yeah. What's it? Zoom tonight?
No, but the stream or sort of something. Can you see the
No,
setup?
no. I just see myself here. Good Shabbos, Jerry. Wait, you know what? Maybe. Tanner is right here.
I'm
She says
here.
hello.
Yep, getting myself set up here.
Oh, she said they're not seeing any video.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Okay.
Hi, Anna. Shabbat Shalom, Eileen and Bert. Hayden, Shabbat Shalom, buddy. Jerry, Cheryl, Franny, and Scott. Hey, Scott, November 14th, 1 o'clock. Coming to your house. Coming to your house. Arlene, hi. Hi, Arlene. Rose, good Shabbos. You just figured that out now? We're anointing them?
I'm usually part of the noise, so yes.
Right. We're part of the crowd. You don't realize what the crowd is.
Correct.
Very true. Very true.
Mark, I have to tell you, your car thing, whatever video you had up, was rocking, man. That was so cool. That was very cool. I love it. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
She did expose you.
Are you seeing anything?
I am. Yeah.
We're on?
Uh-huh.
So, folks, we're going to start in. Ilana will be here any moment. And no, it's okay. Let her be. Her stuff doesn't come up for a while, so we can play around a little bit. So how about if we start on page 12? It's been a while since we've done Yedid Nefesh, so why don't we give it a try? We've never sung it before with masks on, so hi Ilana. Been some time since we've turned to Psalm 95 on page 22. Come, let us sing before the Lord, before Adonai with joy and celebration of Shabbat Lecha.
אשר בידו מרכרי הארץ וטפות הרים לו 40 שנה עקו בדור ואומר תוהי לבבם והם ידעו דרכי אשר נשבעתי
Next page, Shir Adonai.
Adonai kol haaretz shiru l'Adonai baruchu shemo basru yom leyom yeshuato safro hagoyim kevodo lechol ha'amim nifleotav ki gadol Adonai u'olam me'od norahu hakol Elohim ay 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 la 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 la
So we're going to turn to Lecha Dodi tonight, but we're going to do something a little bit different. On page 40, we're going to include the second stanza, which for some reason we always skip over. Hi, Fred. Welcome. Shabbat Shalom, Alan. Shabbat Shalom. So those of you who are in the prophets class, whether you're here in the sanctuary now or at home, you'll find those first words familiar because we came across them in our study of tomorrow's Haftarah from Isaiah or Deutero-Isaiah. Lo tevoshi v'lo tikalmi. Do not be ashamed and do not be distressed. The prophet says to the Jewish people who are in Babylonian captivity because God is going to save you and bring you back to the promised land. So we're going to include that stanza in tonight's Lecha Dodi, page 38.
Shamor v'zachor b'tipur echad Ishmi'anu Elonei echad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shemo tiferet v'lirchi la 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 Lecha lecha dodi likra kala B'nei p'nei Shabbat nikabela Lecha lecha dodi likra kala B'nei p'nei Shabbat nikabela לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי היא מקורה ברכה בראש וקרב נסוכה זו מעשה במחשבת אכילה לה לה לך דודי לקרא קלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקרא קלה פני שבת נקבלה Ilana
we can all be seated for a moment, long enough for me to ask you all a favor. It's a little favor, but it's a big favor. So here it is. And I not only ask you, I ask myself also, because I'm just one of the people. That's why I came down to be closer to you tonight. It's too far away standing up there when it's not the High Holy Days. So anyhow, could I ask you, please, if you could possibly see yourself, here it is now, inviting another person or another couple to join us next Friday night here in the sanctuary. So who are you going to ask? Now, here's the Edelmans, the first time back, and you brought another couple, look, you're already ahead of the game. So, who are you going to ask? Listen, you can meet somebody on the street and say, hey, you want to come to services? Ohev Shalom, Friday night, 6 o'clock? But, my advice would be to invite someone who, if you can remember back long enough, before March of 2020, was like here all the time on Friday night, And, once you get out of the habit of coming, whether they were part of our Zoom crowd or not, you can lose good habits. So we got to get people hooked back on good habits. So maybe just ask one other couple. If they say, no, I don't want to come, you'll have to deal with the rejection. No, they won't say that. They'll say, a good idea, and we'll see if they come or not. But, does that sound like a good idea? Invite just one couple. I'm going to do it myself. Cannon, will you invite one couple? One person. Doesn't have to be a couple, right? Or it could be a whole family. Yeah, okay. We'll all do it. It's going to be packed here next Friday night. Watch out, you won't be able to get a seat. It'll be packed on Saturday. So, Ilana, our bat mitzvah, our beautiful bat mitzvah, can you come up with mom and dad? And you're going to open the Aron Kodesh with mom and dad? No, you're fine. We'll all find ourselves on page 50. We'll rise. Together, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chokhmah potech she'arim ובתבונה משנה עתים ומחליף את הזמנים
ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם
ברקיע כרצונו בורא יום ולילה גולל אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב הרבים.
No, let me close the ark.
You, page 52, we sing of love, Ahavat Olam.
Ve'hem chayenu ve'orach yameinu Ovahem negei yomam v'layla negei yomam v'layla Ve'achavarcha al tasir Mimenu le'olamim Baruch ata Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad V'ahavta Et Adonai Elohecha B'chol levahav U'b'chol nafshecha U'b'chol meyodecha V'hayu Hadvarim ha'ela Asher Anohi Mitzavecha Hayom Alecha Vishinatan Livanecha Bidibar Tambam B'shivtecha B'beitecha
Ulechtecha b'derech
U'shokbecha U'mecha Shartam Liod
Ayadecha Ve'hayu l'totafot V'neinecha
Uvtavtam Amizuzo Beitecha Uvisharecha
So let's take actually, you know what? Why don't we not do that? Let's move right on to the color. Page 60, Umachuto leading us into Michamocha.
ומלכותו ורצון קיבלו עליהם משה ובני ישראל לכענו שירה בשמחה רבה ויאמרו כולם
Together.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלה נורא תהילות אוסף אלה מלכותך ראו בניך ופן ים לפני משה זליונו ויאמרו זליונו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר תפת האדוני את יעקב וגלו מיד חזק חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני לעל ישראל
On the following page, help us, O God, to lie down in peace and awaken us to life on the morrow. Praise to you, O God of peace, whose love is always with us, who shelters your people Israel and protects Jerusalem in love.
Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom Leshalom Vehamiteinu Malakeinu Lechayim Lechayim Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom Vehamiteinu Malkeinu Lechayim Ofros Aleinu Sukat Shalomecha Me'ata ve'ad olam Me'ata ve'ad olam Me'ata ve'ad olam Baruch atah Adonai HaPoreh Sukat Shalom Aleinu Ve'akol amo Yisrael Ve'a Yerushalayim.
We're going to turn to page 64 for Ilana and the Vishamru. Hey, sweetie.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasod et ha-Shabbat
Dorotam beri olam
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasod et ha-Shabbat
Dorotam beri olam
Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael od hi le'olam od hi le'olam od hi le'olam Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasod et ha-Shabbat
Dorotam beri olam
Ki sheshet Yasmin asa Adonai asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz
Vishamru
b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat
Dorotam beri olam
Ubayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasod et ha-Shabbat
Dorotam beri olam
Ilana, you sure did great. You sure did great. Very proud of you. Chatzi Kaddish 66.
Yitzkada v'yitzkada Shem Rabba V'yamad yivrach edutei v'yamlich malchutei Mechayechon of yom echon Ufchayei Yedecho Beit Yisrael Bagala Bagala Ubizman Karib Ve'imru Amen Yeshmei Rabba Mevarach Ve'alachu Al Re'amaya Yitbarach Ve'yishtabach V'yipa'ar V'yitroma V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yit'aleh V'yithalal Shemin HaKodesha Berecho Le'ela Min Kol Berachata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Damidan Me'ama Ve'imru Amen.
Going to turn now to the evening Amidah, page 69, going through until 76, 77. Quiet, also quiet personal prayer and reflection and meditation. Ilana. How come that candle melts faster than this candle? Why is that?
Science.
Science, but what does science say?
I don't know.
Neither do I don't know. So every once in a while we need a new melody, and Ilana has a new melody to Oseh Shalom Bimromav that she learned at Camp Ramah Day Camp.
Which is connected to the one in the Poconos.
Sure is.
Okay. Everybody, please. Please repeat the Hebrew after me. Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom.
Be'im Roma.
Be'im romav.
Uya'aseh Shalom.
Uya'aseh Shalom.
Aleinu.
Aleinu.
Ve'yakol Yisrael.
V'yakol Yisrael.
Ve'imeru.
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 Amen.
Amen.
May the one who brings peace bring peace to us, to Israel and all the world. May the one who brings peace bring peace to us, to Israel and all the world. Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom.
Be'im Roma.
Be'im romav.
Uya'aseh Shalom.
Uya'aseh Shalom.
Aleinu.
Aleinu.
Ve'yakol Yisrael.
V'yakol Yisrael.
Ve'imeru. Ve'imeru.
Ve'imeru.
Amen.
Amen.
Hey, Ilana.
So beautiful, Ilana. You know what? Don't go away, sweetie, because you need your siddur for the kiddush. Why don't we all rise? Page 90.
Time for me to get some free grape juice.
You know what? You can take your mask down, sweetie.
I know.
Page 90.
I'm getting there.
No rush.
Okay.
Okay, it's all yours.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshana b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodshecha b'ahava uvratzon hinhilanu zikaron ma'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom tefila lamikra kodesh zeher litziyat Mitzrayim ki banu
B'charta
v'tanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat
Kodecha.
B'ahava uratzon shinhatanu Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat
Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim. Finally, time for me to drink my well-deserved grape juice. Can I have some more, Cantor? It's actually really yummy.
I have to check the back, Ilana. Let's have a seat.
It's dry, totally dry now. Great.
When's my, is this my last prayer?
Yeah.
Take a break for a while?
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. I'm going to go.
You know, when you're a star, you're a star. You know you. So, just very briefly tonight, you know, our guest on November 14th, Michal Oshman, and let me tell you that the responses and the registrations have been remarkable, really, coming in remarkably. So if you haven't registered yet, you don't want to miss this. Let me tell you, it's the place to be. on November 14th. So anyhow, within her book, she says, and if you read it, you saw this line, that if you're going to fail, fail big. You know, don't make it a little, fail big. Now, what does she mean by that? I don't think she means go out and purposely fail big. I think what she's saying is, don't be so tenuous about everything that you do in life. Don't be so careful. In other words, think big and act big. And if it works, it's big. And if it fails, it's going to be big. Right? So, but take chances in life. Easier said than done. So, I just want to make mention tonight of somebody who failed really big last year. Really big. Big. And this year turned everything around miraculously. It's a Jewish person who did this. It's a Jewish person who is very proud of his Jewishness and has Jewish sayings written all over his body. And his name is Gabe Kapler. He was the manager of the Phillies last year, right? He did so well last year that the management decided to get rid of him. And he was a mediocre. We came in 3rd out of 5 teams, and mediocre. And one could have guessed, is this guy ever going to get a job again? Like, who's going to want him? Well, there was a team that was in the cellar last year, San Francisco Giants, and they said, listen, we'll take a chance on him. We finished last year, so we'll see what happens this year. So, to make a long story short, the San Francisco Giants were the highest winning team in the National League this year, and came in 1st. And last night they played the Dodgers for the right to go on to the next step. So, Avtzaluchas, just because I was rooting for Kapler and the Giants, Dodgers won. But Kapler didn't lose. Everybody says that he's going to be voted Manager of the Year. So can you imagine that after being almost crossed out as just a journeyman manager, not much, he's going to be Manager of the Year. I think that's got to give a certain inspiration to everybody. So, they're out of the playoffs now, but again, he is someone to keep an eye on, and he's someone for us to be proud of. There are Jewish people in high places who, maybe not purposely, but they've hidden their Jewishness their whole lives. And then it comes out they're Jewish. Or if they didn't hide it purposely, they just didn't embrace it. But no. This Gabe Kapler, he's a man who's proud of his Jewish roots, Jewish culture, and the Jewish people. So that's it for tonight, folks. Right? So how about if we turn to the Aleinu? On page 118.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומסתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגופם מרומי. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד היום והשבות האלה לבביך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד אין עוד. כי המלכות שלך היא ולעולמי תמלוך בכבוד, כך כתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד.
So we call to mind at this time those whose yurtzites are observed today and whose memories are cherished by their families. And so we recall the loving memories of Alan Stengel, dear father of Michael Stengel, Richard Siegel, father of Gary Siegel, Sidney Hotlin, father of Enid Waldman, and Betty Sutton, dear mother of Arlene Roman. And Arlene, I know that you're with us tonight via the Zoom, and it's good to be together this time of remembering your dear mother, Bertha Shandroff, grandmother of Lauren Siegel. And we recall those who have gone to their eternal home recently and within the past year. Recall the loving memories of Ethel Shulman, Gussie Chudnoff, Bennett Silver, Lou Chaifetz, Benjamin Hoffman, Harold Kurtz, David Aronson, Jeffrey Berlin, Mara Lipschitz, Mildred Klein, Hollis Cohen, Donald Golden, Michelle Fields, Joel David Kaplan, Sandy Goldstein, Charles Chuck Steinberg, Lily Zimmett, Robin Solis, Beryl Gottesman, Stephen Springer, and Linda, I know you're with us tonight. I see you on the screen. It's great. Mordechai Glickman, Larry David Wiener, and Jerry, I know you're with us tonight, of course, and when I said Hollis Cohen, Bert, I know you're with us tonight, and Jerry and Danny, you're both with us, and Hannah Steinman. May each of their memories be cherished for a blessing. If all those reciting Kaddish would rise. We'll find Kaddish Tome on page 124. Yitkadal v'yitkadash me'raba. Biolma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uv'izmane kari v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach le'olam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yitoleh v'yithalal shmei dekucha b'rechu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'olma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya V'chayim aleinu v'yachol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'yachol Yisrael v'imru amen. I feel a burden removed from my shoulders, a heavy burden just flying off of my shoulders because Lindsay is here, and Lindsay is going to offer the announcements tonight.
Sorry, I'm back to help. Well, it is my pleasure to be here, and on behalf of the Board of Directors, of which you are a valued member, Shira, Mazel Tov to Ilana. That was beautiful. We are all so proud of you. You taught us a whole new version that I never heard before. I loved it. Your voice is beautiful. Mazel Tov. I know tomorrow is going to be spectacular. Mazel Tov, Shira and Ross. It's just a wonderful, wonderful evening. Just a few announcements. This Sunday morning, we are having our first of the year Mifkash Chavarim. It's our meeting of friends, our joint Hebrew Education Committee, PTO, and Youth Committee meeting. So it's for the members of families from our Hebrew school. You're welcome to join us. Tuesdays with prophets and rabbi continue. Rabbi mentioned you can now register, and people are registering for a special morning with Mikal Oshman from London. She's presenting, right?
Yep.
It's going to be a great morning. I know I've heard a lot of people are registering, so we're looking forward to that. Auditions for the OHEV Players production of Oi takes place this coming week. Sisterhood and Men's Club have several programs. This week is the Sisterhood paid-up membership dessert on Zoom. Men's Club had an event last week. They have events coming up. These are all being presented virtually. Thank you, Idel and Hillary, for both hosting tonight, I believe. And again, Mazel Tov to the entire family. You are just spectacular, Ilana. We knew you would be. We know tomorrow is going to be amazing. So Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rabbi.
Shabbat Shalom,
Thank
beautiful.
You, Cantor.
Can you say something? Can I say something first? Because I want to say something to you. So I'm really glad that you're sitting back in the sanctuary so I can tell you this story, okay? Cantor knows the story already, and Hillary, our synagogue administrator, knows the story, because she was there when it happened. So it happened, it's a few weeks ago that we had a meeting of the senior staff of the synagogue. There's 4 of us, Ilana, right, on the senior staff. It's Cantor, Hillary is our synagogue administrator, Minahelet Barbara, right, educational director, and me, right? So we were kind of like going through the calendar and kind of like saying whose bar and bat mitzvah was when. And then we said, Ilana Goldstein. Well, I'll know for tomorrow. I'll know for tomorrow. I'll tell you another story, but I'll tell this story first, okay? Whatever I said your name, right? I said your name, and Minahelet, Barbara, like just said, I love that girl. I love her. And the 3 of us, the rest of us said, yeah, I love her too. So you know what, Ilana, when you walk into Ohev Shalom, just like see this place is a lot of love for you, right? For you. When you walk into here, you're walking into love. So my other story about Goldstein is I always thought my name was Pearlstein, right? I always thought it was. And then I used to hear my wife Janie, when she would answer the phone or she told somebody her name, she would say Janie Pearlstein. So I figured, you know what? That's who I really am. I'm Pearlstein. But either one's okay, right? But I'm not going to forget now, Ilana Goldstein. Now, you have something to say. But you know what? Come up to the microphone because otherwise the people at home won't hear you. Okay? And I'll sit down, Ilana.
If I wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for the doctors, nurses, and stuff at Doylestown Hospital. Since I was born a preemie, preemies have a rare chance to survive, and I was lucky enough to survive. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here celebrating my bat mitzvah.
Wow. So that's so beautiful, Ilana.
And even though I have a scar on my back that shows how brave I am, even though I had to get surgery to save my life, I'm so thankful that I did.
And you know what? You're also thankful, I know you are, to have a mom and a dad as great as your mom and dad. And so celebrating with you Shira and Ross is really great. You know, you've been members here for just a few years, but you have made your mark on Ohev Shalom.
Yes, you have, Mom.
You go, girl. You know, as Lindsay said, serving on our board of directors, the chair of our caring committee. I saw you in the bed in the Willy Wonka, right? You were one of the performers, and I guess are you going to be, yeah, okay.
I hope you start sleeping again, Mom, in that big bed.
Okay, I think that does it, and we're going to call it a wrap, and get some sleep tonight, Ilana.
I'm definitely going to, or I'm going to be yawning like every single second.
Yeah, really. Adon Olam, 488.
Adon Olam Asher Malach B'Terem Kol Yatzeh Nivra Le'en Nasa B'Chatzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei Kiklot HaKol Levado Yimlok Nora V'hu Haya V'hu Hoveh
Tifara
Vehu echad ve'en sheni lehamshilo le'achira
L'reishit
ve'litachlit
Velo ha'oz ve'hamizra Velo ha'oz ve'hamizra Hu eli v'chai goli V'tzor chevli v'yetzara Vehu Nisi umanosli menatosi biyom mekra menatosi biyom mekra
Beyato akidruchi beyatishan beyayira
rochi
ve'imruchi
geviyati Adonai li v'lo ira
Adonai li v'lo
ira
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Mevorach, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Mevorach.
Shabbos to everybody
Shabbos,
here.
Shabbat
Shabbat Shalom to everyone with us via Zoom. Have a good Shabbos, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.
I'm excited.
That's good. Good. Hey, I'm all set.
Sorry, I like to see.
You have every right to be in the show. I deserve it. It's so hard. And you can be so great.